First thing you're going to do is decide what side of this formula sheet you're on. And it's very simple when they give you an equation, because the left side is the y equals side if you look at the equation at the top, and the right side is the x equals side. So we are on the left side of this equation. I sometimes fold my paper so I don't see the other side, so I don't pick up the wrong formulas. Everybody understand what I'm saying? So with a parabola, we have an A, H, and K. So I just off to the side, and for all of these conics, this is the easiest way to do it. Ellipses and hyperbolas have A, B, C, H, and K, but parabolas only have A, H, and K. So the A is the number in front of the parentheses. So what is A? 2. If there's no number in front of the parentheses, what is A? 1. There you go. Now the H, if you look at your formula, it says X minus H. So the H is the opposite of the guy inside the parentheses. So it's -7. You understand? And the K, it says plus K, so the K is whatever that last number is. If it's negative, it's negative. You don't change the sign. It's not the opposite. So this one you have to kind of remember those weird rules about it. So now we have A, H, and K. So this is very, very easy. X and Y are part of the equation. They're variables, so they're X and Y. But we have A, H, and K. If we want the axis of symmetry, it says X equals H. So axis of symmetry would be X equals -7. Got it? And then if we want the vertex, it is a point, HK, -7, 3. You see it? The focus has a weird formula, so we're just going to fill in the blanks. And it's going to be H, comma, K plus 1/4A. So you're going to have to use your calculator a little bit. It's not a big deal. It's -7, comma, 3 plus 1/8, because A is 2, and 1/4 times 2 is 1/8. So that's going to be -7, comma, 3 1/8. You can put 3 1/8 or 25/8, either one. The directrix is an equation. We're going to go over what all this is in a minute, but it's going to be y equals 3 minus 1/8, which is y equals 2 7/8, or what's that? 16 plus 7, 23/8. So the direction of the opening is up because A is positive, and the length of the lattice rectum is 1/2 because it's 1/A, so it's 1/2 absolute value. The first thing we're going to do is graph the vertex. And it's 7, 3, and it's right there. That's your vertex. If you want to put a little tiny V there, it might help. Then we're going to graph the, don't worry about the axis of symmetry right now. Let's graph the focus. The focus is -7 and 3 1/8, so it's a little bit above it. You see that?
And which one is that again?
The focus. The directrix, I call it the hovercraft line. It's the line that this parabola is going to kind of hover over, and it's the same distance as the focus is. And it's hard to draw because they're very small fractions, but it's below the vertex, the same distance as the focus is above it. Okay?
So 2 and 1/8.
So you've got your focus is going to be inside the U always. Your focus is inside the U. The vertex is the bottom of the hill of the U. And the directrix is kind of like a hovercraft line that it just kind of hovers over, okay? And it's got to do with the distance between that line and the focus at any point, okay?
Wait, what's the line that's just sitting there?
That's the directrix.
All right, directrix.
The axis of symmetry cuts this baby right in half. It's like right here. It's X equals -7, which is a vertical line at -7. All right, now we have the lattice rectum. We're going to take the focus. If the lattice rectum is 1/2, we're going to go across 1/4 and left 1/4, and we're going to draw a little line. It's kind of a brace that kind of gives us a guide of how wide the parabola is going to be.
Where did you draw it?
Right from the focus.
What's the green line exactly?
The lattice rectum, the horizontal or the vertical? Which line?
The green line.
The vertical or the horizontal?
I don't know my directions. It's going this way.
Vertical is the axis of symmetry
Why would, if it's 1/2, why are we going 1/4?
because it's 1/2 total across, so it's 1/4 in each direction.
Where did you put the lattice rectum again?
Off of the focus, it's 1/2 long, so I go 1/4 of a box to the right and 1/4 of a box to the left to be a total of 1/2. So then you're just going to go from the vertex and skim the edges of the lattice rectum all the way up to show how the parabola is going to extend. The parabola does get bigger with time, as you go up, so don't make it like I did. You know, it kind of curves. It kind of curved, yeah. The first thing you have to do is figure out what side of the formula sheet you're on. Well, if a focus is -4, -2, that doesn't tell me anything because I don't know what side of the formula sheet I'm on. But look at the directrix. Look at the formula for directrix. Which side of the formula sheet am I on if the directrix is x equals -8?
The left side.
The right side, because it says x equals. Look at the directrix. You watching?
Yeah.
It says x equals. So what is the formula for directrix?
H minus 1/4a.
That is correct.
So h minus 1/4a equals -8, right? Now what about now you go to the focus formula and you have h plus 1/4a, comma k, right? So h plus 1/4a is the first number. That's going to be -4. Does everybody understand why it's the first number? Because it's the first number of the focus. And k is -2 because that's the formula. So you already found k. We need a and h. If you notice, this here is a system of equations, right? When I add those together, I get 2h. This mess bites the dust, and that equals -12. So I can find that h equals -6. Okay? Now I plug that back in, and I say -6 minus 1/4a equals -8. So -1/4a equals -2 when I add 6 to both sides. Now we cross multiply. And we get that -1 equals -8a. Divide by -8. A is 1/8.